Elon Musk, the man who refused to give up. They called him crazy, a dreamer lost in impossible ideas, rockets, electric cars, AI, Mars. But Elon Musk didn't listen. He kept building, even when everything around him was breaking. People laughed when he said he'd make electric cars cool. They doubted when he promised to land rockets back on Earth. And when he said we'd live on Mars one day, they said he'd lost his mind. But every visionary sounds crazy until they succeed. In 2008, both Tesla and SpaceX were collapsing. The third rocket had exploded. Tesla was drowning in debt. Investors walked away. Friends told him to quit. He had poured his entire fortune into his dreams and had nothing left. Most people would have stopped there, but not him. He once said, "When something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor." That wasn't just a quote, it was his life philosophy. Musk sold his mansion. He borrowed money to pay rent. He slept on the factory floor beside his engineers. Every day, he faced the possibility of total failure, and every night, he came back to try again. He risked everything, not for fame, but because he believed the future could be better. That sentence became his truth. Musk risked his last $20 million to save Tesla and SpaceX. No safety net, no backup plan, just belief. Weeks later, the fourth rocket launched and succeeded. NASA called, contracts came. Tesla got new funding. Both companies were alive again. The world saw a success story. But what they didn't see were the nights he cried alone. The moments when every rational voice said, "Give up," and he chose to keep going anyway. Failure didn't define him. Persistence did. Because greatness isn't built when things are easy. It's built when everything falls apart. And you keep building anyway. Years later, that same mindset built everything we now take for granted. Tesla cars on the roads, reusable rockets landing perfectly, Starlink satellites connecting remote villages, and the dream of Mars, no longer a fantasy. Elon Musk once said he wanted to make life multiplanetary. Most people thought that was just marketing. But to him, it's survival for humanity. And that's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers imagine. Doers build. Even when no one believes. Even when everyone says it can't be done. Because vision isn't about seeing the world as it is. It's about seeing what it could become. When you're down to nothing and everyone says it's over. Remember Elon Musk. He failed more times than most ever try. He lost everything and started again. He was laughed at, doubted, ridiculed, and still he refused to quit. Because real success doesn't come from luck. It comes from the courage to keep going when no one else would. So, the next time life knocks you down, when the odds are stacked against you, ask yourself, do you really believe in what you're fighting for? Because if you do, then like Elon Musk, you'll find a way to rise. And maybe one day, they'll call you crazy too. Right before you change the world.